there's conclusive evidence that he was truly dead after being crucified. This isn't controversial among scholars in the field. Why? Because not only do we have multiple early accounts of the resurrection in the New Testament, but we've also got 5 ancient non-Christian accounts that Jesus was actually executed. In fact, no less of a source than a journal in the peer-reviewed Scientific Journal of the American Medical Association said this: clearly, the weight of the historical and medical evidence indicates that Jesus was dead even before the wound to his side was inflicted. Second, we have a report of the resurrection that includes named eyewitnesses and groups of eyewitnesses, including 500 people at once, that has been dated back by scholars to within months of his death. That's like a historical news flash coming far too quickly to be a legend that developed during the many decades after his execution. Third, we have an empty tomb. The biggest evidence for that is that even the enemies of Jesus admitted implicitly that the tomb was empty. They blamed the disciples for stealing the body, even though the disciples had no motive, no means, or no opportunity to do that. Besides, we have 7 ancient sources saying the disciples lived lives of deprivation and suffering as a result of their proclamation that Jesus had risen. Why would they do that if they knew this was all a lie? And fourth, we have eyewitnesses. You know, when we study ancient history, we're lucky if we have 1 or maybe 2 sources to confirm a fact. Well, get this. For the conviction of the disciples that they encountered the resurrected Jesus, we have no fewer than 9 ancient sources, inside and outside the New Testament, confirming and corroborating the conviction of the disciples that they encountered the risen Christ. That is an avalanche of historical data. In the end, it was this kind of evidence that convinced a law-trained atheist journalist like me that Jesus didn't just claim to be the Son of God, but he proved it by returning from the dead.